everybody, welcome back. I appreciate you tuning in. This week's project is a little bit strange for me. I decided to try something new and a little abstract, but I hope you enjoy it. This one was my first attempt at a quote-unquote major resin pour. Major in the fact that it's major for me. This is probably small for a lot of people. I used Total Boat resin along with an acrylic paint mixed in for the two colors. I don't remember the color names, so don't ask. Here I'm using the Thompson Tools 5/8 inch bowl gouge to make the cylinder. You can see the blue tape on my hand in some parts of the video. That is because I don't like wearing gloves around highly fast spinning objects, oddly enough. And the tape protects my hand from the 9 billion degree shavings that are coming off the lathe. Here I'm switching over to the Woodturning mid-sized easy finisher with a negative rake cutter on the tip. I find this is easier to use with resin than traditional tools. In this scene I'm just filling in some holes with some CA glue. Apparently there were some air bubbles that I missed. In this scene, I'm using the calipers to figure out the width of the cylinder, and then I can figure out how much I need to take off the sides so it's equal in width as it is in length. And here I'm just truing up the sides to make sure that they're square. And now the fun part begins. I'm taking off a lot of the meat of the resin, if you will, and am beginning to form the circular shape. The videos that you watch where people are turning resin do not accurately represent the unholy mess that comes from turning resin. It is everywhere when you're finished, and is a horrible staticky monstrosity. In this scene, I'm marking the center line for the sphere, and then I will begin the process of making it round. Spheres I've found are definitely a challenge, but they're not as challenging as one might think. To put it in simple terms, you just make the part that's spinning currently round, and then you use what are called cup centers to put the rounded part in and then make the rest of it round. Here I'm switching back to the Easy Wood Tools with the negative rake scraper to kind of give it a more even finish. In this scene, I'm using the Carter Products M-Chuck Live Center kit to form the rest of the sphere. I found some more air bubbles in the resin, so I'm just filling those with CA glue. As you can see in the video, it's just a matter of making sure all the sides of the sphere are round, and you do this by turning it just slightly each time and just rounding that portion, and then turning again, rounding that portion, and so on. And then running through all of the grits of sanding from, I think I did from 80 to 600 on this one, and still turning it each time so you get an even finish. And then both grits of the old Pride and Joy Yorkshire Grit. And now I'm going through all of the grits of Micro Mesh, which is wet sanding from 1500 grit to 12,000 grit. Still following the same principles as before, where you do each grit, turning it slightly several different times for each grit. And there she is, one almost finished sphere. Don't worry, I buff out all of those white spots. But wait, there's more. I figured every good little sphere needs a holder, so I'm making this abstract concave holder for the cute little sphere. I decided to switch from the bowl gouge to the Easy Wood Tools hollower, as you can't really see it in the frame here, but it's lopsided, and I didn't want to take off my finger making some stupid rookie mistake, and I figured the hollower was a better choice for the lopsided wood. You can see I have tape on the tool rest, and that is marking the outer portions of where I want to cut so that I don't overshoot what I'm doing. Here I am just rounding off the edge of the wood. And this one required a buttload of sanding because it's impossible to sand it with the lathe going due to its lopsided, weird, abstract angles. So this one took forever to sand, but I think it was worth it. I think it turned out pretty cool. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed this something out of the ordinary video. Thank you to my subscribers. If you haven't already, please consider subscribing. Stay awesome, everyone. Love to all.